Welcome to your advanced yoga flow. Throughout this practice today, we'll be challenging ourselves as we invigorate the body and empower ourselves through yoga. So if you're ready to get going, grab your mat and let's begin. Wonderful. Let's begin standing at the top of our mats. Bring your toes to touch and heels slightly apart. Have the hands down by your sides, open towards the front of the room. Lift your chin, drop the shoulders down the back, and close your eyes for a moment. Take a moment to set a personal intention for your practice today. And now bring your mind to your breath. Feel the rising and falling of your chest. As you inhale, flutter the eyes open, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, dive it down into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, ground down through the hands and step back into a high plank pose. Hold here for a moment. Allow the spine to be completely flat, squeeze the legs together. Tuck the hips up into the belly, and then lower one arm at a time into a forearm plank or dolphin plank. Hold here and press up out of your elbows, lift the chest. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hold your core, squeeze the glutes up. Inhale, and exhale. Let go of all that no longer serves you. Keep holding it, you're doing great. Inhale. And exhale, gently press yourself back up into a high plank. Beautiful. Inhale, let's move the weight forward. Exhale, lower your knees and then lower all the way to the mat with your chest. Inhale, reach your heart forward between your hands for a baby cobra pose. And exhale, roll through your tabletop and tuck the toes under for a downward facing dog. Inhale, bend into the knees. And exhale, lift the hips higher as you straighten the legs. Inhale and roll through back into your high plank. Move your weight forward over your hands and then lower halfway. Pause and then press yourself back up for a chaturanga push-up. Inhale, move your weight forward once again. Exhale, elbows in, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale for upward dog or cobra pose. Exhale, release it back into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze front between the hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and take a couple steps into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it all the way up to standing. Reach the arms overhead and draw the hands through your heart center, open for Tadasana, mountain pose. Wonderful. Surya Namaskara A, sun salutation A. Inhale as you reach your arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands into the mat, step it back, high plank. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, take your chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, press up out of the hands, lift the hips, upward dog. Exhale, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Sink the heels into the mat. Beautiful work. Engage that core. Cinch the ribs together and try to find that ujjayi breath as we fire up our bodies, also allowing the breath to get us going, get our bodies warm here. Inhale, let's gaze front between the hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and step back into your Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Ardha. Exhale, bend the knees, roll it up to standing. All the way overhead and lower the hands through your heart center, Samastitihi, and open for Tadasana, our mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive back down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant the hands into the mat and step the left foot back into a high plank. Inhale, Ground down through your hands, firm the hips into a squared position. And on your exhalation, lift the chest up into your high lunge, Ashta Chandrasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine, pull that left hip forward, push the right hip back. Reach your fingertips long and create space between your shoulders and ears. Inhale, reach it higher. Exhale, lower that left hand onto the mat on the inside of your right foot and lift the right arm up to the sky for our twisted high lunge. Parivrtta Ashta Chandrasana. Inhale as you lengthen the spine, twisting from our midsection for this beautiful twist. Exhale, exhale. Let all of that negative energy out. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Reach that hand up to the sky. Find stability in that left hand. Root down through the palm. Crease of the wrist is parallel to the top of the mat. Inhale, slight micro bend in that elbow. Exhale, transition into your side plank from this twisted high lunge. Lift those hips 1 inch. Square off the shoulders. Stack them one on top of the other. Lengthen the arms. Lengthen the crown of your head and gaze up or down to the mat, whichever is within your practice today. Firm down through your feet, inhale, and on your exhalation, place the right hand back down to the mat, square off your hips, inhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow, and exhale, extend the right leg, lift the left arm up to the sky for our fallen triangle. Patita, Tadasana. Lift the hips high to the sky and stack your shoulders. Ground down through the palm of that hand. Inhale, welcome that breath. Exhale, strengthen the legs. Twist through your core. One more breath here. And exhale, ground down through that left hand and step it back into your high plank. Inhale, move your weight forward. Exhale, take a Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward dog and exhale for downward dog. Beautiful work. Inhale, gaze front between the hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and take a couple steps back into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Arda. Exhale, bend the knees and step the right foot back into a high lunge. Square off your hips, ground down through that left foot, and lift your chest up, reach the fingertips high. Gaze is up and out. Shoulders drop down the back as you lengthen the spine. Firm that back leg up to the sky. Sink your hips lower and lower with each breath. You've got this. Inhale and exhale. Place the right hand into the mat on the inside of your left foot. Lift the left hand up to the sky for our twisted high lunge. Keep sinking those hips low and stack your shoulders, lengthening that hip flexor, compressing that opposite hip. Breathe here. Root down through both hands and begin to transition into that side plank on the right hand. Lift the left hand up to the sky, stack your feet, stack your shoulders, lift your hips higher slightly, engaging that core and side body, toning our abdomen and upper arm. Inhale, gaze down to the mat, find that balance, and on your exhale, let go of all negativity. Let go of the stress and be here in the present moment. Inhale, lift the hips higher. Exhale, ground down through the left hand and bring your left knee to your right elbow. Extend that left leg and reach your right arm up to the sky to create our fallen triangle, Patita Tadasana. Again, lifting those hips as high as you can, finding that stability, engaging the core, and try to activate your Ujjayi breath. Come back to that breath, filling up your body with energy, fire, and strength. Once again, deep inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Ground down through that right hand once again and step it back into a high plank pose. Inhale, move your weight forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward dog and exhale for downward facing dog. Beautiful work, building that heat. Inhale, gaze front between the hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and hop or float into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Arda. Exhale, bend the knees and roll it up to standing. Return to that mountain pose. Beautiful. Open hands, open heart. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Arda. Exhale, bend the knees. Plant the palms into the mat and transition into your crow pose. Bring your knees on top of your triceps. Lift the feet up off the mat and gaze forward so you don't somersault over. Hold that core. One breath here. Inhale and exhale. Lower it down and step it back into your high plank. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Exhale, just send the hips high into that downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's take a pause here and settle into our downward facing dog. Maybe bend one knee, send the opposite heel into the mat. Check in with your body and notice how you're feeling today. Become in tune with what your body needs and listen to how it feels. Inhale, as you reach the heels further to the mat, rotate the triceps to face the earth, crown of the head lengthening forward. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Wonderful work. On your next inhalation, gather up that oxygen, lengthen the hamstrings, and exhale, lower into your dolphin pose by bringing yourself onto your forearms but remaining with the hips high in that downward dog position. As we strengthen our upper body here, we're also opening our heart chakra, allowing ourselves to become available for compassion, contentment, and joy. Breathe deeply as you lengthen the spine, lift the hips higher, and ground down through your forearms. You are exactly where you're meant to be. You are strong, you are confident, you are radiant. Inhale, and gently press yourself back up into your downward facing dog. Lift the right foot up off the mat for three-legged dog. Bring your knee to your nose and step between your hands. Spiral the back heel down to the mat and lift yourself up into your warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Lengthen the fingertips. Reach the shoulders down the back once again as you gaze forward, sinking deep into that right knee and extending the left knee. Inhale and exhale. Straighten the front leg and rotate to face the side of the mat, creating our star pose. Reach the hands wide and bring your heels towards one another, feet apart in this wide-legged stance. Inhale, lengthen the body, and exhale. Keep your shoulders over your hips as you bend the knees deeply into our goddess squat. Utkata Konasana. Being sure the knees are directly over the ankles, don't allow them to fall inward, and hold your core here as you sink your hips as low as you can. Take a deep breath here. Inhale through your nose, and on your exhale, gently bring your hands down to the mat and begin to elongate the right leg. Maybe scoot it a little bit further out to the side as you lower into Skandasana, our side lunge. Bending deeper and deeper into that left knee, being sure that the knee remains directly over the ankle. Don't allow it to fall inward. Use that elbow on the left hand to press it out to the side. Inhale as you lengthen your spine, create space in the lumbar back, and exhale, exhale, lengthen the inner thighs. Try to lower your shoulders here and really flex the right toes up towards that right shin. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhalation, begin to rotate that right foot inward so that you're now facing the back of the mat in a low lunge. As you firm the back knee, place your hands on either side of that left foot, bend into that back knee and press off the foot, coming into our Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway for Arda Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees and lift high into chair pose, Utkatasana, sinking the weight into the back of the heels as if you're about to sit down on a chair. Inhale, come up to standing, reach the right knee to your chest, one-legged Tadasana. And exhale, rotate that right knee out to the side, flex the right foot, and bend into that left knee to come into our standing figure 4 pose. As we open the right hip, we're also activating the left hamstring and glute as we sink lower and lower. Try to really extend the spine here, so lengthen the crown of the head forward as you dip the hips with each breath. Inhale, find that balance, and exhale, gently come back up to standing, one-legged Tadasana, and open mountain pose, both feet together. Inhale, let's reach the arms overhead. Exhale as you dive it down into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, step it back into a high plank pose. Inhale as you move your weight forward, and exhale, lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward facing dog, and exhale for your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, and exhale, bring your knee to your nose, step between your hands, spiral the back heel down to the mat on a sharp diagonal as you cartwheel the arms up into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, sink deeper and deeper into that front knee, being aware that it's right over the ankle. Feel free to adjust here as you need. Really reach the triceps to face the wall behind you. As you firm that right leg, try to put your weight in the outer edge of that right foot. Inhale, feel those thighs and core engaging. Exhale, let it go. One more breath. Inhale deeply into your lungs, and at the bottom of your next exhalation, begin to straighten that left leg and rotate to face the side of the mat once again. Reach the arms wide, star pose. Inhale, lengthen, bring your heels towards one another, toes come apart, and exhale, sink the hips low into your goddess squat, hands come to heart center, Utkata Konasana. You are strong, confident, and resilient. You are able to face anything that life throws your way. Inhale, gently, and exhale, place the hands on the mat and move your weight over onto that right foot as you lengthen the left leg. Bend deeply into the right knee to create our Skandasana side lunge. Pressing that right knee out to the side with our right elbow and lengthening the entire spine, gaze out and down, away from your body. Once again, becoming aware of the breath, of the body, and being in tune to what your body needs. Feel free to lift your hips a little higher here or sink them lower, whatever gives you the most comfort in this posture. As we flex those left toes up towards the shin, inhale deeply, and exhale, rotate the hip inward and come into that low lunge on the right side. Frame the front foot, inhale, press off the back foot, exhale, step between the hands, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend the knees flat back as you lift the chest up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink low with the hips, pinky fingers wrapping forward to face the earth. Inhale, come up to standing, bring the left leg up to your chest, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, as you bend that left knee, rotate it out to the side, and bend the right knee, bringing the left ankle over the right thigh for our figure 4. Bring your hands to your heart center or down to the mat, whichever is easier for you to balance in this posture, or whichever is harder if you wish to challenge yourself today. Wherever you are, simply lengthen that spine. Allow the hip to open on the left side and sink deep into that right knee, being sure that it's tracking directly over the second toe. Inhale, welcome that positive energy. Exhale, let it go. Let go of the negative energy. Let go of anything holding you back. Wonderful. Inhale, reach it back up to standing. And exhale, bring your hands together, feet to touch. Open. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Open hands. Open heart. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway, Arda Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands into the earth, step it back and do a high plank pose, top of a push-up. Inhale, heart reaches forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale for upward dog. And exhale, send the hips high, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful work. Take a moment to breathe here in this downward dog, allowing the hamstrings to truly lengthen. Notice how your body is feeling in this downward dog as opposed to the very first one of the practice. Allow your muscles to sink a little deeper. Allow the spine to elongate even more as you ground down through every point in the palm. Inhale, and on your exhalation, gently lower onto your forearms, keeping that downward dog posture to create our Dolphin Pose. On your next exhalation, bring your hands together, interlace the fingers, and pause here for a moment, allowing the shoulders and biceps to activate. Inhale, firm the back legs, lift the hips high, and exhale, bring the crown of your head to inside of the hands, and walk yourself forward to come into that headstand, Salumba Shushasana. Take your time walking those feet further towards the body, and then play with lifting one foot at a time up off of the mat as your knees come into your chest. Eventually, whenever you feel ready, elongating both legs all the way up to the sky to create a straight line with the entire body. If today you're still only working on lifting one foot at a time up off of the mat, that's totally fine. Wherever you are today is exactly where you're meant to be. Simply gaining that strength and finding where your body needs to be is all you need in order to further your practice. Inhale wherever you are, drink in as much oxygen as you can, hold that focus. And on your exhale, gently begin to press into your forearms as you lower down to the mat. Carefully plant the feet into the earth and then bend the knees, come on to your shins to create our Balasana, child's pose. Allowing all of that blood to settle, let's bend the elbows and plant the palms together behind your head to create a nice tricep stretch. Beautiful job. On your next inhalation, ground down through your hands, roll through your tabletop pose, and tuck the toes under, sending the hips high into that downward facing dog. Inhale, let's lift the right leg up to the sky for three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and lower that right shin towards the left thumb to come down into our pigeon pose. Inhale as you lengthen the spine. Exhale, release over that front leg. For Arda Kapotasana. This posture is a wonderful pose to increase blood circulation in the hips and eventually open the hips to improve flexibility. It also provides a deep stretch to the entire lower body. Breathe deeply as you send love into your glute muscles and open that right hip. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale, side out. Letting go of all that no longer serves you. Allow yourself to not be held back by anything. Let go of the energetic blocks and become present. Inhale, press into the hands, lift your chest gently, And exhale as you tuck the back toes under, send your hips high back into that downward facing dog. Wonderful job. Inhale, let's lift the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Bring your knee to your nose and lower that left shin towards the right thumb to create our pigeon pose. Lower the body all the way along that left thigh for Arda Kapotasana. Allow your face to soften here. Allow your shoulders to drop down the back. Allow your stomach to truly release as you deepen the breath. Notice your heartbeat slowing down as we wind down our practice. Bring your awareness back to that intention you set for yourself at the beginning of class. Inhale and exhale, and let it go. Trust in your journey and trust the notion that you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are strong, capable, and radiant. Your body is resilient, supple, and full of strength. Inhale. And gently, on your exhalation, roll it back up, press into the hands, and tuck the back toes underneath yourself, creating that downward facing dog as you send the hips high. Inhale, gaze front between your hands. Exhale, raise the heels, bend the knees, and hop into a seated position on your mat. Allow the legs to come out in front of you and roll down one vertebrae at a time until you're lying all the way down on your back. Reach the arms out into a T shape and bring your feet parallel to one another, a little wider than hip distance apart. Then gaze to the right as you allow both knees to windshield wiper over to the left side for a gentle supine twist. Allowing the body to totally neutralize here in this twist as we press both shoulder blades down into the mat. Inhale and exhale, let it go. Become absorbed into the mat as you relax every muscle, every bone into the earth. Beautiful. Inhale, press into the hands, use that core, draw your knees back to center, and then gaze over to the left side. Allow the legs to fall over to the right. Allow the belly to soften as your inhalations deepen and you prolong each exhale, really getting all of that breath out. As we elongate our exhale, we are actually signaling to our bodies that we are safe and secure. We're signaling to our minds that there's nothing to be afraid of, that we're exactly where we're supposed to be. It allows us to have a clear mind and helps in ridding us from anxiety. Inhale and exhale, exhale, exhale. Wonderful. Press into those hands, draw the knees back to center, and then bring them into your chest. Grab onto your knees, give yourself a nice hug. Rock gently from side to side, giving yourself some love here, showing the body some gratitude. Eventually, draw your knees towards your armpits and then down to the mat. As you lift the bottoms of the feet up to the sky, grab onto the outsides of your ankles or heels to create our happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. Truly opening the groin, inner thighs, and hips here. As we release the lower back into the mat, we're helping to alleviate that pain in the lower back. Inhale, soften the shoulders down the back, and exhale, press your knees further towards the earth. Wonderful. Let's take one final breath here before drawing your knees towards your chest and eventually elongating the legs and placing the arms on either side of your body with the palms facing up for our final posture of the practice, our Shavasana. Close your eyes as you take your Shavasana. Allow the mind to be steady, the body to be still, really giving us a chance to rejuvenate, to recharge after a long practice. Bring your focus to your breath, to your intention. Be aware and be present. Don't let anything of your past or any worries of the future affect how you're feeling here and now. Just be one with your body and mind, soaking it all in. Take a deep inhalation into your lungs. Begin to draw your focus back to this space. Inhale, find movement throughout your body once again. And exhale, begin to float your arms overhead. Give yourself that nice stretch. Eventually, roll over onto one side. Come into a fetal pose. Rest the head on the bicep. This is the very first posture any of us took in this life. It symbolizes rebirth, growth, and rejuvenation. Gently press into that hand and flutter the eyes open if you haven't already. Coming into our Sukhasana, easy seat. Allow the palms to come together at your heart center as you sit up tall on your sits bones. Giving your body this moment for gratitude and appreciation. Bring your thumbs to your third eye and bow down to your own heart. I send you in love and light. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching Mermaid Yoga. Don't forget to share and like this video, and comment any suggestions or requests you might have below. Click that subscribe button to help watch our channel grow, and we'll see you again on the mat soon.